What's up guys, Coach Az, and today I want to go through 3 of Wonderboy Stephen Thompson's setups for head kicks. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson's got to be my favourite fighter of all time, mostly because he comes from the same fighting background that I do, which is the sports karate and kickboxing style of the world. And it's something that's a very unappreciated part of martial arts. It's something that a lot of people claim is ineffective or doesn't work well or wouldn't apply in a real fight. And he's one of the few great examples of just how effective it can be when used and when adapted properly for full-on fighting, MMA fighting, whatever it might be. So I want to go over 3 setups. He loves a head kick, and it's not always what the kick is that makes it so impressive, but it's how he gets it there. So how he ends up with landing that kick and getting the final product. So we're going to start simple, and then I'll go over some that are slightly more advanced from there. All right, guys, setup number 1. This is a setup he uses for landing the back leg roundhouse kick to the head. So the kick that he's trying to land is getting that back leg straight up and through, bang, and striking round to the side of the head. The way he sets this kick up, he's got about 50 different setups, but the one I want to go through is the way he uses his lead leg to draw attention away from it. So what he loves to do is, from his light bouncing stance, wide stance with his feet, arms relatively low, he'll use this lead leg and he will just touch different targets. So that might be a side kick into the body, that might be a lead leg roundhouse kick. Sometimes he even likes to throw in the traditional hook kick up to the head, okay? He's peppering and shooting this lead leg kick. And what he's doing is he's drawing attention to it. So you start becoming very sensitive to it. He especially likes to throw it to the body because then your guard instinctively starts to drop down. Eventually, off of one of these kicks, boom, he'll place it down, transfer his weight over, and shoot that head kick upstairs. So from here, one more time, I'm going to do it with the side kick, lead leg, side kick, boom, bam, round into that head kick for there. All right, guys, setup number 2. This is setting it up off of some angles and off of the punches. So what he does really well is his ability to cut an angle to then strike his opponent off of the line. What we're working here, though, is setting up the lead leg roundhouse kick up to the head. So we're going to cut across from the back foot. So I'm here in left stance, and all that means is I'm going to take my right foot across to create an angle this way on my opponent. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to disguise my lead leg kick with my punches. So in this example, I'm going to do it off of a cross. I'm going to cut my angle, shoot my cross, and then come up over the shoulder of my opponent, bam, to land that head kick. So think of it in 3 steps. Step 1, cut across with the back leg. Step 2, throw the cross to cover up the kick. And then step 3, I'm bringing this lead leg up and over my opponent's shoulder and scoring with that head kick up to the side. Before I move on to the next one, guys, let me just talk a little bit more about that lead leg roundhouse kick setup. It's a bit trickier to see with the setup that we've got here, but the idea of it is that I'm trying to take the most economical range of motion up to my target. So what Wonderboy does is he brings that kick almost up like it was a front kick. So rather than what would be traditional would be to lift, to turn and shoot that leg, he tries to come straight up and through to bring it as close to his opponent's shoulder as possible. The idea being that he's trying to take it up of this blind spot here. He's trying to come up past the peripheral vision so that by the time you see the foot, it's too late. And that foot's going to strike you. So from here, what you want to practice is bringing that kick up and in as close as possible. Straight up and round into that target. And then again, we can add in those extra steps, and all that does is add to it. You can also work it off of different techniques. He often works it off of the same side. So as I cut that angle, I throw the same side jab, and then straight up over the top with that leg. Light on the feet, step, and fire. All right, guys, the last setup is going to be for the spinning wheel kick, spinning heel kick, spinning hook kick, whatever you want to call it. The idea being is that we're bringing the foot around, so the rear leg coming round and striking up into the target. Now, this is where the traditional martial artist in me really likes it, because traditionally speaking, you'd hit with the heel to cause the most amount of damage. So you come round and you try and strike and make contact with the heel of your foot. However, if you've ever competed in freestyle kickboxing or traditional karate, generally speaking, striking with the heel is prohibited. It's not allowed. So when you throw your spinning wheel kick, instead of bringing your heel round to strike, you'd point your toe and you'd hit with the bottom part of your foot to the target. Now, the reason that this crosses over so nicely to MMA is the extended range that it gives him to the kick. If I strike with my heel, I need to get that much closer to hit my target. Whereas if I point my foot away and I'm okay with just hitting with the bottom of the foot, I get that extra bit of range to my strike. Now again, the argument is that it doesn't generate enough power to cause damage. But as I'm sure you've seen from Wonderboy's highlight reels, he's hit people with this where it's just tapped the edge. But all the power doesn't come from what is striking, it comes from the torque and the rotation in the body. Now in terms of setups, there's a great one he likes to use to get in on the inside, and that's to practice with sliding kicks off the lead leg. So he lifts his lead leg and he slides into range off of that lead side. Again, he's probably been setting this up the whole fight by shooting that side kick and actually landing it to the body. Lifting in and striking into that midsection. Again, causing an opponent to drop their guard and to get still and tighten their core to absorb that body shot. From here, they slide in and strike. The difference being when he wants to throw the spin is instead of fully finishing that kick, he raises the chamber, slides into range, and then watch the weight transfer from my back leg to my front leg, which I'm gonna spin on to then free up this foot to come in with the spin kick. So from here, light on the feet, show it, and spin. Once more, light on the feet, show that lead leg, slide into range, land it, turn, and transfer that weight into that spin kick. Well, guys, those are 3 setups that Stephen Wonderboy Thompson uses to land the head kicks. Give them a go, mix them up into your bag work and sparring, and I'll see you on the next one.